global. From Seoul to Rio de Janeiro, from small bedrooms to massive arenas. From your very first game to your biggest victories. This is our world, our digital city. Millions play, millions watch. A global movement shaped by players, driven by passion, powered by its culture and community.
I am Arminas, head of Reloader. We love gaming, we live esports. Welcome to our venture.
We're Team Reloader. Our mission is simple. Give players what they've always deserved: rewards, respect, and recognition. This isn't just about features, it's about the culture we live and the community we build. Play more. Chase goals. Build your legacy.
Lock, load, and reload. It's Reloader. Things are just starting.
Gaming is massive. Esports is global. From Seoul to Rio de Janeiro, from small bedrooms to massive arenas. From your very first game to your biggest victories. This is our world, our digital city. Millions play, millions watch. A global movement shaped by players, driven by passion, powered by its culture and community.
I am Arminas, head of Reloader. We love gaming, we live esports. Welcome to our venture.
We're Team Reloader. Our mission is simple. Give players what they've always deserved: rewards, respect, and recognition. This isn't just about features, it's about the culture we live and the community we build. Play more. Chase goals. Build your legacy.
Lock, load, and reload. It's Reloader. Things are just starting.
Gaming is massive.
Well, hello folks, welcome back to the Reloader Ascent Impress Cup by Ascent Gaming. There's going to be Bullet the Crazy Game on this. With me, joining us on talent, there's going to be my very old friend, Mr. Raider. So Raider, how are you doing today, and welcome to the show.
Man, I'm pretty stoked and excited about this whole fact that we are going to cast event all together, because as you rightly said, it has been a long time, but then again, we are back for the action to see how the whole scenario goes down and eventually who's going to win. And let me remind you guys, it's a BO3 action that we are talking about. The teams have 1 HP versus Sirens. Pretty stoked about the whole fact that a lot of action is going to be there for sure.
So yeah, when we talk about these kind of community-based events, I mean, it's always about leveling up the community to elevate the entire structure, elevate the entire the grassroots scene when it comes down to Valorant esports. Because of course we have seen many tournaments in the past when we especially talk about the side of Ascent, not for just this title, but they have been doing some really great work when it comes down for the entire Valorant ecosystem. I mean, there was this tournament which was called as the Valorant Community Cup for the past few months ago. Then we had Valorant Community Cup Season 2, something like that. Then we also have Ascendant Cup. So I mean, when it comes to talk about for the side of Ascent as a brand, as an organization, they have always been the top tier, I would say, the community tournament organizers, to be there for the Valorant scene and be there for the Valorant players, to give them an opportunity to shine for the next stage.
All right, now let's talk about the map bans as well, because it's going to be even more interesting to talk about these stuff, because that is kind of going to set the whole ground of where the teams are going to fight. So yeah, talking about the map bans, Corona is banned. We have Haven also getting banned. Then there's the Sunset map, which is a very technical map, to be honest, and I'm going to love to see how this whole situation goes down. And then we have the second map of Bind. If the scoreline is 1-1 by the second match of Bind, then of course we are going to go to the decider, which is not going to be Ascent, not going to be Abyss, it's going to be Lotus. Pretty fun triple-sided map to come at the decider round. Well, I would love to see how this whole situation goes on, because we have initially a two-sided map, Sunset, and then Bind. Both of these maps are pretty technical in its own way. So let's wait and watch. Let's see how these Empresses are going to fight.
Yeah, when we talk about further side of map, as we can see, we have the map veto on our screens right now, folks. As we do see, of course, this matchup is going to be between the side of 1 HP versus Sirens, and we
Yeah.
do have 1 HP getting the first ban initiation from this. We do see Core getting banned up. I mean, of course, Core is a new map, and we have seen even the tier 1 competition as well being the first, not the very first preference, but definitely the map to get banned for on the second or the third row. We of course have Heaven getting the first map banned from the side of S-Friend. But talking about the side of the first map, which is going to be played here in this BO3 match, is going to be Sunset. Now, Sunset is a very interesting matchup, especially when it comes down to mid and the central area control. The second is going to be Bind. Now, Bind getting back in the competitive play is something that I'm, looking forward to on how these both teams are going to approach their play style on when it comes down to the map of Bind. But what I'm excited for is going to be the Decider map, because Lotus is a map when we talk about, especially as we are the caster from the South Asia region, we talk about the South Asia region and Indian region specifically as well. Lotus is one of the highest picked map for the Decider ones. Yes, there are a lot of teams in our region who loves to play as the second or the first map, but Lotus has to be one of the highest picked, I would say, the map when it comes down to the overall South Asia region. But when we talk about the side of Sunset, yes, there has been one. But talking about the side of Bind, now this map comparatively coming back to the competitive map pool of Valorant Esports. I'm looking forward to how some of the agent selection are going to be, like how the chemistry is going to look, how the composition is going to be locking in from both sides. But Bind is something, again, I'm going to be excited to kind of like see the fresh approach being taken. But as there's going to be a different set of teams, different set of players coming into this one, Lotus is also that one map which can surprise us a lot. But the first map, of course, the Sunset, which is going to be the side of Sunset. Talking about for the Asian competition, when we talk about how some kind of pattern we receive, of course, you do need the initiators and the controllers when it comes down to taking the mid control. Of course, you need a duelist. I mean, who doesn't need the duelist to take those entry frags and provide that entry to the side? But we talk about the side of initiators and control. There's going to be the private and the prioritized pick for the first two ones. I mean, if you have a combined one initiator come with the one controller, especially on the mid areas, there can be the easy control being given away. But if you combine two controllers with one initiators, that can be a different part of the story. But hey, we will be taking a look at the agent selection soon. Any thoughts coming from your side as we rest down to the agent selection for the side of Sunset? What do you think? What are going to be the agent picks coming up from both sides?
I believe the central pick is going to be very, very important. But at the same point, from the attacking side team or whichever team particularly you are playing with, you have to figure out what particular duelist you're going to play with. Because if there is a Cypher, if there is a Deadlock coming through as a sentinel from the opponent's perspective, from the defensive side, then there will be a lot of problem. You have to figure out how you have to break those sonic sensors, or maybe the tripwires if you are fighting against a Cypher. So you can go with a Raze probably. Cypher Deadlock is going to be more than welcome with regards to the particular pick of Sentinels. And if we talk about the controllers more specifically, I think a Clove is going to be very beneficial. And at the end, a Sova or maybe a KO can be a very good initiator, along with maybe a veto as well, so that you can go for the plant and post-plant scenario with those mollies and eventually the mosh pit. So yeah, guys, we are now into the cinematics of the beautiful map of Sunset. There's the boba that we always talk about, the area where a lot of action tend to happen. Yeah, there comes the agent lock screen. From the attacking side, we have a Gecko as expected, a Cypher as expected, but I'm pretty surprised to see Omen still into the meta at this point, because with the paranoia, with the Shrouded Step, you cannot do a lot of stuff. But then again, entering a particular site with that paranoia, with the Shrouded Step, and eventually from the shadows at the end with the ultimate can be very, very beneficial. So all of that is definitely something which is going to be beneficial. And as an initiator, we have a Fade coming through. Haunt, Prowlers, I welcome you all. That's going to be perfect. But then again, as I expected, the duelist is going to be raised from the attacking side. From the defensive side, we have a Jet as an initiative. We have a Sova. So all the agents that I kind of predicted are there. It's just a mix and match.
Yeah, of course. When we talk about the side of Clove coming into this mix, I mean, we have all seen when Clove was kind of like initiated. When we talk about for the side of the entire agent selection, this was one of the agents who kind of like completely changed the course of the game for especially for the next two patches that we saw in this game. But yes, Prowlers coming in, the Cypher coming in from the side of from the other side. Yes, things are looking very, I would say, on point, especially when you talk about the side of 1 HP. But when you talk about the side of Sirens, yes, the world composition looks a little bit dicey. But I think that for a reason that they have selected this, that's going to be for a fact that they know how to specifically play with these agents. They know especially how to just make sure that they utilize it pretty well on the map of Sunset.
Well, I think all the speculation are going to come down to this amazing map of Sunset. The very first map in this sequence of a BO3. Getting excited about how this whole situation goes down. There you go.
This goes here.
Are coming through. Oh, the cyber cages and not being that effective at this point, I believe. And there comes the almighty tripwire there. Obviously, a lot of players faltered down to. Yes, with the Omen, if you go with the shorter step and directly try to go for a plant, those amazing tripwires can easily benefit a lot. Even placing a cam is going to be very, very important. So from both the sides, we have a sentinel known as Cypher. I'm excited to see how these Cyphers are going to play their vital role in order to kind of, let's say, both make sure of no backstabs and at the same point, the postman scenario. Let's just wait and watch. On A, we have a Breach and a Sova. Both the initiators are holding up. Breach goes towards the elbow, holding off a corner. There's a Raze pushing in. They have the ghosts available in their hand. But they have to watch out for the corner or maybe use a pain shell nade, go for a wingman or dizzy so that you can get the info. Raze versus Breach. Raze will get the upper hand with the wall bankable shot. Raccoon Noob has been taken down. Demon has been taken down. The entire side is now wide open.
An easy plant and easy side control being initiated and taken over coming in from the side of Sirens. And of course, the initial pick being given was something that they need to definitely make sure. But again, this is going to be the very first round. Of course, it's going to provide you that economy boost when it comes down if you're able to get the second round as well. But there you go, double coming in from the side of the natural halal. But for now, Cypher will make sure that he will eventually get one before he goes down. But that's going to be the side of Siren to take up the very first round to their favor. I mean, this was the first round. I think for a second that, you know, the usual storyline when it comes down to these kind of BO3s that, you know, there's going to be the same team who might also take the second round. It's going to be the same team who might also take the third round. But after the third round, when we see the economic boost coming in from both sides, I mean, of course, the economic boost will be given away to the side of Sirens able to win up 2-0 in this situation. But the entire real deal kind of like starts off, in my opinion, from the fourth round. What do you have to say on this one, Rita?
I think the second round is something which can come consecutively, but eventually if we talk about the bonus buy, there is the bonus buy which is available in the third round, and that is one of the difficult round for that particular team because of the fact that there will be a full buy coming in the third round. I think 1-0, that is a possibility, but after that, after seeing these kind of losses way too early, it can be a bit of a problem for the size of team 1 HP. But Sirens, they are looking good. With the Bulldog, they got the first casualty. They got the first opening. With the use of Prowler, they're clearing off the elbow region. And they're quick on their rotates as well. Look at that. They got the first pick, and instantly, some of the players are infiltrating mid. Like the Cypher is approaching mid. Yumiko herself, she's trying to push into the mid region. And then eventually, if we talk about that, Omen is going deep into the B side with the B main being controlled. And there's the market area control as well coming in from the size of Team Sirens. At this point, the only objective that Team 1 HP has got is basically damage the economy. If you can do that, maybe the third round will come. Maybe that follow-up is going to be there with your full buy. If you can't even break this bonus buy, it will be a bit of a problem. Yes, there is an advantage that you will be on the defensive side, but it seems like that there
one enemy remaining.
Oh yeah, Nicole got two of them.
No more.
Oh, nice shot.
It's a near flawless round probably, because with a classic, you cannot do much.
You can't do much, but you can definitely hurt the ego with the classic. And we did saw the first one getting up from the side of Tino, but there you go. The 2-0 bonus now will be in play for the third one as we proceed on to the very third round. I mean, looking at the entire attacking play coming in from the side of Science, they are able to get those eliminations, the early elimination that you need as soon as they are able to get the opportunity to do so. But talking about it for the side of the frontal defense, for the side of 1 HP, maybe you want to see, you know, the side of Breach doing a little bit more, the side of Sova doing a little bit more to, you know, just gain up and play on the information being revealed and deployed from the side of Cypher. But we will see that eventually, folks. I mean, it's just 2-0. We are here for a longer run because it's going to be a BO3. But oh, whole lot of damage being deployed. But for now, Antonio will just make sure that dashes out. So gets one fade as it goes down. It's going to be the flash. He's definitely trying to pass on the smoke. The nade comes in from the side of Braid. It's going to be a double. Oh, he actually put Cypher down. Sure, gets that trade though, but the damage has been done. And this time around, even with an economy disadvantage, it's going to be 1 HP to get up on that manpower advantage, making it to a 4v2
One
now.
enemy remaining.
Spike down
See,
A.
they have the full buy right now, so they are not actually at the economy disadvantage because they saved for the first 2 rounds. Yes, they were on the back foot, but they come to a lot bonus, and at the same point, their economy is now pretty much available, and they have invested on Vandals.
No
and
more
that's,
charges
so
left.
that's exactly one of the
Their
biggest
confidence
reasons.
begins
Their
to
investment
crack.
on Vandals, and at the same point, utility gave them the upper hand in this particular fight, using the Cloudburst to kind of deny all the aggression coming through, using the Fades util so that they can push back the players, using Cypher's angles, Breach, Sun coming through. All of that was pretty welcoming for the sides of Team 1HP, and this is the ideal scoreline that I was expecting, that the third round will go in the favor of Team 1HP. Now
is a
the
nice
question
spot.
is, will Siren fight back?
That
Is it
goes
going to be
there.
a case scenario where Sirens are going to like maybe put a round or two on their board? Otherwise, if they lose these 2 rounds, there will be a massive comeback coming in from the sides of 1HP because they're already on a economical advantage and they're sticking to each other. Yumiko, as a sentinel, your wise role should be clearing off and getting space onto a different side, creating those fake angles, and that's exactly what Yumiko is doing at the point being the attacker. Nobody got stuck in the tripwires. They are just pushing deep into the Boba region. Oh my god.
Spike planted.
Information has been relayed even in the market. Cypher's position is pretty much compromised. Camera has been destroyed. Tripwires have been destroyed. A total control has been taken. It's a difficult retake, I would just say.
We'll see to it though. We do see the breach utility getting pressure. Shreya gets one. Nico also just gonna make sure that he plays on the initiation. Then we go. Sova comes in. He definitely knows the location. He's going for the recon over there. But for now, Cypher just gonna wait. But there we go.
enemy
The Gecko
remaining.
is gonna just capture it out. But oh! A good one though. He almost got the retake, but Sirens were more than ready with the ultimate plays and the tactical abilities getting used up from there. And there we go. Sirens getting up the third one in their favor, making it to a 3-2-1. Now, talking about the counters coming from 1HP, they are pretty on point, but I feel like the timings are being a little bit incorrect. Raider, what do you say?
I mean, I would like to give kudos to Sirens and their way of isolating a particular fight. To be honest, 1HP, whatever they tried, I think they were kind of good at it, but eventually, if you see what Sirens is trying to do at this point, they're trying to create space even in the post-run scenario. They're trying to isolate the attacks. They're trying to time their own attack, and that's exactly what is working. Yumiko, every single round, this individual goes towards a different side or a different angle. Like right now, this individual is holding up the mid area. So the reason behind it is basically you want to create space, you want to create distractions, and that's exactly where Yumiko can benefit quite a bit. With this Bucky, Cypher is thinking that he's going to make some massive play, but unfortunately he's going to go down to the free fire. Zoro retaliates with the Bulldog. Ravenclaw has been taken away. The plant can come. Deny that, but look at that free fire. They are judged it correctly. She knew that
Spike
there was a
down,
possibility
B.
that the player
Last
is walking
player
through the
standing.
smoke, is going to walk through the smoke. Exactly
Got him.
where they got
Oh,
the
good
upper
one.
hand with this Blade Storm. Just like the previous ultimate from that Gecko. This time from the defender side, this Blade Storm is looking a little bit hefty. She got one. But the question is she going to get 2 more frags? And there's a rotation as well. Zoro and I guess Yumiko is already on the way to rotate back to A.
At this point, it's going to be a 1v2 eventually in the last 35 seconds. Yes, the rotation can happen, and I feel that at this
30
point of time,
seconds
they just want to
left.
move to the
One
B side and
enemy
play some.
remaining.
We'll be ready. Oh, good
Spike
shot
down,
though,
B.
eventually making to a 1v3 now. And he gets the control of Sheriff with the Kuronami. I think she can do this one, but no! Almost had it. Siren gets one more on their side, but what a great play coming right there from the side of Jet. What a great play, man. Absolutely nailed it. Almost had that clutch in their hands. Almost.
Even when they decided to fake that entire rotation, I was like, maybe they are going to rotate back to A. The whole entire side is open. But they decided to fake it out. Lost the Omen. Yumiko fought back because she had the Vandal available. Vandal again with a headshot. Even with a wall bangable headshot, you can easily give that 150 HP damage. So that's exactly where they were able to get that upper hand. Now once again, trying to push in towards A main. Got retaliated by Antoxo. And trust me, it's gonna be a little bit tough to fight against this Jet. She's really high on that momentum, and we just saw a glimpse of it in the previous round with that Blade Storm being activated. Oh, look at the angles they are playing on. And was able to get one. The duelist on the attacking side. And unfortunately, they lost 2 of their own.
At this point of time, the anticipation shots, the pre-pass coming from both sides are very, very on point. They're just absolutely able to anticipate on where these guys were pushing in from. But for now, we do see the push coming in from the other end. We do see the smokes getting utilized. We do have the initiator going in for the plant. Of course, the wingman will make sure the plant goes down very safely, very calmly. And now we do see the rotation in play from Saban. At this point of time, the problem is all of the first picker advantage are getting into the favor of Sirens. Then they have to rotate back on a very, I would say, on a timely disadvantage. And then we do see the entire side control being just left out right there in the open for the side of Sirens to take control and just feed on it. And this is something where 1 HP needs to make a play. And that is not exactly happening in at the same time on how they want to play it out. For now, Zoro and Kali will make sure that they want to save. Probably, yes, saving the entire arsenal and the loadout would be a better choice. And again, another round going into favor of Sirens. But this time around, I feel like Sunset, because this is the first hour, Sirens are on the attack. The overall composition getting played out with one Sentinel, then you have the smokes coming in, then you have two Initiator. I feel like this is the kind of the composition that we have all seen in the tier 1 competition of the Valorant of the Esports. And this is the composition that you need to play on a setup and a matchup like this. So that is completely favoring. Of course, it's almost a mirror composition. We do have the Breach in play and Jet in play from the side of 1 HP. But that Jet specifically needs to provide those opening frags from here on.
I think at the same point, you can never neglect the impact of a Sentinel and a controller at the same point, because if they get taken down, entire side gets wide open. Yeah, Jet can initiate, Jet can actually push and get initiated with some frags and eventually get that support from Sova and Breach. I think they'll have to wait for their own attack, because that's exactly where this Jet can outshine with the help of the Breach, Stun, and eventually the Shock Darts and Recon Darts coming in from the sides of the Sova.
Yeah.
Hunter's Fury is available, so maybe whenever the plant gets ticked in, that Hunter's Fury can be chimed in so that they can deny the plant for a little later and eventually help their team to push in. But they have taken mid control this time. They're not repeating their entire trajectory. They are moving on different sets. Like eventually, if you don't recall the first round, you can see them hitting A, but this time again building on the angle, building on the trade fires. Yumiko got one, Ravenclaw got one. And as soon as that happens, there's a disparity. Zoro retaliates. How far is she gonna go? Yumiko once again gets the second frag. Always quick on feet. And I kind of justify the point that a Sentinel has to be one of the best individuals in terms of aim duels from a particular team. So the Sentinel has to often rotate, often fight solo battles. So you have to be good with aim. Yeah, people often talk that a Jet has to be good, a duelist has to be good, but you can never neglect the fact that a Sentinel has to be on par with his aim or her aim, and that's exactly where Yumiko stands tall.
I mean, they got cooked up in that mid push for the last 2 rounds. Actually, they really got cooked. No offense to the side. No, I mean, say disrespect to side 1 HP, but they legit got cooked. Now, coming to the point where we are talking about the aim game needs to be very on. But I mean, see, it's an FPS game. It's a shooter in the end. Your aim game needs to be on point. Whether you're playing a normal competitive game with your friends, whether you're playing an unranked, of course, unranked matches, they are for fun part and the casual ones, as we all know. But when you're playing a competition like this, yes, you need to be very on point. Not exactly though. The 2 power shots come from Sirens and Shreya gets 1 more. And just like that, 1 HP are losing body after body. And that is going to be, as he called it, as the game called it, a flawless round coming in from the side of Sirens. We did saw the flawless round coming in on the round.
player standing. Spike planted.
Yumiko, she has been taken down. The last man standing out here on the defensive side is going to be a bit of a trouble. Yes, Cypher goes down. And as soon as that happened, 8-1. Two of the ultimates were invested, but it was just not good enough at the same point. 8-1, that's the scoreline at this point. It's a deficit where I do believe that the problems are just starting for the sides of team 1 HP at this point. 8-1 is not the ideal score that you wanted to go with. But yeah, I think it's about time. There should be a tactical pause so that they can figure out what's going wrong with them. And it seems like that, yes, that's exactly what is happening. We have a tactical timeout coming through from the sides of 1 HP. With this tactical timeout, you can plan, plot for the next 60 seconds what you have to do and eventually how the whole game goes down for you. But 8-1 is already a very big score difference. And Sirens, they're rolling on momentum. The question is there a comeback due? Are we going to see a 8-4 scoreline? Or we are just going to see maybe 10-2 or 11-1?
Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. We apologize from the bottom of the heart, but some things are not in our control, to be frankly speaking. Now, imagine if, like, I'm a caster, or Raider is also a caster. I mean, Raider is a very, very experienced guy compared to me. He has all the things that you need to provide the backup. But imagine, just me, my power goes out. Some things are just not in our control. And I do see the weird smile on your face, Raider. You know for a fact that I own multiple monitors, and I can see your really wacky smile onto the end when I call you experienced caster. I mean, come on, man. You're way more experienced than me. I know it for sure.
Thank you. You're free and you're max at your own level. But now, talking about the entire action of this particular map, the tactical timeout. I have to worry for this man at this point. I don't know what is going to happen next and what kind of a planning is going to be done from the sides of team 1 HP. The tactical timeout will soon be over, and after that, of course, we'll get to see that timer being ticking. I think Ant as an individual, being the jet, is definitely performing good. At the same point, you need that support while being the defensive one. Your Sentinel has to be on par, your smokes have to be on par, your stuns have to be on par, and all of those things are kind of lacking. Maybe you can just be a little bit positive in this manner. Sirens are doing a good job, no doubt in that. The way they are timing their attack, the way they are isolating the angles, and at the same point, the way they are making sure that they are holding up a good post-man scenario. It's very good. I've seen a lot of teams who attack in a very good manner, in a synchronized way, but they fail in terms of post-man scenario. That's what is not happening with Team Sirens. They're just maintaining that kind of momentum in a very good manner. And let me remind you folks, it's a BO3 equation. If, or whoever should I say, is going to win this particular match, they're going for the grand finale where there will be entire another action waiting for them. I'm excited for that as well, but for now, of course, let's wait and watch who's going to win. Is it 1 HP in this lower bracket finals or Team Sirens? Because whoever is going to win, they're going to fight against Asterix Women in Grand Finale on 24th September.
For now, we do see them lurking on two of the guys trying to take provide that info on Baby. Now we do see two guys from taking the entire control. Not exactly the control, but a semi-control from the mid sides, and now pushing down towards B. Now this entire area can be a little bit dicey, but Ravenclaw just the opening pick on Antex. Team comes up with the ult. He can definitely provide that damage. He gets the first pick though. Probably can do the second as well, but Zoro comes up from the back. This flank can be really good if she has the information. Now she gets it, the spray comes in. Oh, the whip happens, but he gets the one. He probably gets another one, but that's gonna come up from the side of Cypher, making good 3v2. But we do see Record Nope going in for the defuse. Shreya knows it for sure. The smokes can be in play, but she doesn't have it on the timer. Shreya clicks that one guy. We are trying to play on the post plant, but at this point of time, they just need to make sure the other angles are also secure. But Omen, aka also, I mean, the player name, Shreya, is absolutely on point to provide that support and to provide that cover fire, just to be on point. I mean, don't get me wrong, folks. If this is going to be just like this, you know, going to be a 9-1, going to be a 10-1, guys, to be frankly speaking, I don't see this way going to be a vice versa scenario being in play from the side of 1HP. Don't get me wrong, folks. I mean, other half in the other half, when the sides are gonna get swapped down, we have seen enough matches in the entire history of Valorant where there's gonna be a comeback, there's gonna be a an comeback. But at this point of time, it's not about the trade game, it's not about the aim game. Honestly speaking, at this point of time, it's more about the confidence. And I do see that confidence lacking in for the side of 1HP. There we go. Zoro gets completion over all of the sheer amount of trees getting played on her face. Zoro gets out. The first flow gets down, and we do see the entry getting taken up very easily. Shaq comes up from the support. Cypher also goes down. Cypher getting uploaded. The Neutral Test comes in play. All the location will be revealed. Almost. That was a good kill. How you can miss that one? But that's going to be a missed up. And just like that, 2 back-to-back rounds coming in from the side. Just not being on point. Just able to just nullify every effect being in play from the side of 1HP. So at this point of time, don't get me wrong, folks, I do feel, just as Raiders said, this map can actually go down very early to the side of Sirens.
And if that happens, obviously that momentum can be carried forward to the next map of Bind. Now, Bind is another technical map where you have to be very, very wise with the choices. And eventually, in a tournament like this, you know already that who is going to attack in that particular side for the first half. So, looking at the composition that Team Sirens were able to bring in this picture, it was good because they had a race to break off all the Cypher trips with the help of the Painshell nades and eventually with the Nanoswarm as well. Nanoswarm could have been there, but KJ is not that particular agent which has been widely used right now in Sunset. In the initial days when Sunset was here in the competitive scenario, a lot of people went down to the choice of KJs, but right now KJ is not required maybe as per the meta. They go for Cyphers or eventually a Deadlock at max and maybe even a Chamber. In some matches I've seen some Chamber plays also coming through, but then again with the Painshell needs, it's pretty easy to just break down the trips. But at the same point, remember that Sirens has got a fade as well. With the Prowlers, you can easily just penetrate the side, check out where the trips are, and eventually break them accordingly, or maybe not go towards that particular angle. So, after knowing that Sirens has got the attack-oriented situation for the first half, for the first 12 rounds, they have wisely chosen their own agents. Question is it going to be effective enough in the defense as well, or are we going to see an entire comeback coming through? Because 13-10 or 13-11 is a scoreline that we have seen quite often, but is this that particular matchup or not? That's the big game.
I mean, yes, I can use all the objectives and adverbs to call that, hey, we might see the comeback, but to be frankly speaking, folks,
Oh, look at
it
side.
seems very dicey. Yeah. Talking about for the side of A side, as you mentioned it, we do see the kind of the sneaky play happening in from the side of 1HP. They're slowly and steadily just trying to make an entry, but on one of the players, it's going to be none other than Ravenclaw also is going to be present over just on the other end, and to make sure the Cypher goes down. And this is what I was talking about. But it's Ravenclaw, but it's the other folks. If they're even in a 1v2 situation, they make sure that they at least get one pick from their side. And now it's going to be a 4v4. So they're trying to go in for the plan. Not going to happen. Shreya gets one more. Nicole is going to get a double, and just like that, just going to be the lone player surviving. Not to try his level best, but Nicole is actually going to get 3. And making it to 11-2. At this point of time, don't get me wrong, folks. This is a straight up domination in the very first game, Raider.
Oh yeah.
I mean, or do you think this is a little early to say a domination?
I do believe the domination bar is already pretty accurate. Because as the scoreboard says, 9-round difference is a huge difference. At this point, there are 2 options available for 1HP. Go for a save and fight for OT, or eventually go for a full buy and maybe lose that round as well. So they have decided to go for the leader part. They're going for the save, they're playing with classics. But outlaws are available, and with just a single shot in that collateral type of scenario, Ravenclaw got 2 frags. Brilliant start of this round as well. But I don't feel that at this point they're going to be single weapon. Talking about Team Benefit, where they have lost 3 of their own individuals. From the dizzy, from moving them to the size, and then after that, yes, the mosh pit to add instant injury.
Point.
And it's 12-2 already. Now they will be the full buy coming through, and this is the round where 1HP will hope that they are going to carry their win towards an OT. I doubt that, but maybe that's the hope that 1HP is carrying right now.
I mean, yeah, they can definitely try to make it Don't get me wrong, folks. This is absolutely getting won from the side of Sirens. At this point of time, if they choke, which seems very unlikely, but 1 HP, you can definitely pivot to making it 12 to 4 now, 12 to 5. But going it to 12 to 6 from this end seems very impossible. This is the first one. The spray comes in from the side of 8. And I'm just making sure that he's able to connect. She's able to connect the first one. But this time around, the moon will put down both of them down. Ravenclaw backs off, is waiting in for her teammates to come and provide that support. There's going to be just 2-1s though. On the other end, Breach is going to just make sure there's also just clean and sweeps down the side of the mid control being given away. The smokes comes in towards the block to block the line of sights coming in from the mid area. Now we do see the rotation in play. But 1 HP being a little bit undecisive and being a little bit unclear on where they want to actually go. It almost looks like they want to rotate back to A. It almost looks like they just want to push down to B. And now it looks like they don't just want to push down to B, taking the market control, putting out the smokes. But you do see Yunuko already making her way, apologies folks, to the base side. And there we go. Yumiko gets the first one. Beach goes down. Trapwire gets together. The location has been revealed. And don't get surprised if Sirens are able to provide that retake. But no, Cypher is going to just take care of Shreya over there. And one of the key players is out right now from the side of Sirens.
Bit of a problem, but there's a post plant. Ravenclaw pushes back to market. Demon is super duper low. Ravenclaw and I think that was Gecko who tagged them a lot. Tagged her a lot. The
Revealing area.
question is, are they going to
One enemy remaining.
cage? But there's a surprise.
Last player standing.
Oh my god, it's a battle between Yumiko. Battle of Cypher, should I say. The attackers will win 1 HP. All their bets were on this particular round that they're going to win this one, and then eventually with the higher power economy, they're going to push forward and get a few more rounds. I mean, at this point, that's the only plan one can have. But look at the way the
Revealing area.
with that recon bolt, Saber Cage was
One enemy
After
remaining.
that, bit of a distraction.
Last player
And that's
standing.
exactly where Cypher got a 1v2.
Good one coming in from Sarah. Then the Sarah 1 HP. I mean, I didn't expect that to happen, but it kind of happens. We do see one team just making down to 12 to 2, 12 to 1. We do see a couple of rounds coming in from the other team who is not just able to make their point, and we do see a couple of rounds now again from the same storyline part for the Sarah 1 HP being in there. But that was a good one coming in from Sarah 1 HP. Definitely the confidence will be going back. Definitely the confidence will be going on to a different level for the side 1 HP though. 1 HP paving their way toward the side B. We do have Shreya just making sure that able to find one. Not gonna happen. It comes in from the other end.
Planted.
He is gonna put down the side of hand. So Jet goes down. We do have the Prowler making his way, but Shreya is going down for a smokes. The moon gets flashed in. Shreya also gets the same treatment. Clovik not just being ready because her blind side was just not on point, and there you have it. Science going for the diffuse. Cypher left out in a 1v4, put down the cage, and there you have it, folks. And this is what we're talking about. Of course, couple of rounds will be going in favor of 1 HP, but just like that, it's going to be a 13-3 in the very first map. And absolutely, Sunset is a map which is not either very attacking sided or not very either defender sided. It's one of, not I would say a very balanced map when it comes down to the overall composition, when you have double initiators and of course on the other when you have also a couple of sentinels being in play. I mean, sentinels are absolute the defense experts that we need in this matchup. But you just cannot win a particular map, a particular, I would say, a set of, I would say, gunfight if you're not able to play on the communication right, if you're not able to win those trade right. And this was a one perfect example of the overall trades not happening on point from the side of 1 HP when they went up against the side of Silence on the map of Sunset. But for now, 13-3. Do you think we might see a similar score or similar outcome, Raider, in the second map, or do you think second map will be a very different tale from what we saw, exactly just what happened on the map of Sunset?
I think it's going to be pretty difficult for the sides of 1 HP to once again come back into the map of Bind, but then again, Sunset is a bit more technical map, so I can give that kind of relay at this point that maybe 1 HP faltered down in this particular map. But Bind A is a very difficult map on its own, and at the same point, that's the only map that you are available with. If you lose this lower bracket final matchup, if you lose the Bind map, you're done. You're done for this entire tournament, and eventually the next step for Team Sirens will be clear for the grand finale. So yeah, I'm waiting on the map of Bind to see what happens next. But eventually, if we talk about the rounds that got into the favor of Team 1HP in this particular matchup, was I believe the first round, the 12th round, and the 15th round. So look at the gap. Look at the massive gap between round 1 win and then round 12th win. There are 11 rounds in between that you could have got, or should I say 10 rounds, let's just say, you could have got in your favor. There were many moments where Yumiko was the last man standing, the Cypher coming in from the sides of Team Sirens, being the last man standing,
Yeah.
but she was still able to get the clutch moments under her banner. So that's exactly where
30
you can
seconds
show
left.
your mettle,
One
the
enemy
individual game
remaining.
prowess, the individual aim
Spike
prowess as
down
well.
B.
And talking about the util, talking about the coordination, talking about the communication, everything was kind of a little bit better as compared to 1HP's roster. Maybe it's a new roster, but then again, uh, if you are in a tournament, you have to be 100%. You have to give your 110%. That's exactly where I believe Team 1HP kind of faltered down. But let's wait and watch. Let's see what happens next.
I feel yes. When I threw that question, I just want to answer it myself. I definitely feel like we might see a very different tail Raider in the very second game because
Okay.
from what we talk about the overall picks coming in, the bind has been picked up from Sirens. Okay, I am so sorry. I thought for a second that mine had been picked up from the side of 1HP. So it's going to be a very different tale then. 1HP got defeated in their own map
30
pick. So
seconds left.
this is where I was completely missing that part. But there you have it, folks. 1HP lost in their own map pick. And this time around, when Silence will play on their own map pick, which is going to be the side of mine, now I want to change my statement. But there you have it, folks. As we take a look at some of the stats coming from the last game, 13-3 was the round score. The first, we do see the first frags coming in. I mean, look at the difference. It's almost like a more than double. The first eliminations came in very early from the side of Siren for the way more couple of times from what we saw from the side of NSP. Look at the clutch one. Look at the post plan scenarios. Look at the overall team average combat scores. I mean, if we can, even if we leave the part of team, even if we just leave all of the stats to just be the stats and it's on the sheet, you just cannot ignore the round difference at this point. 13-3.
I mean, yeah, I agree because 13-3 in itself justifies the kind of domination Siren brought onto the table. That too, the fact that you talked about that 1HP's map pick was Sunset. They lost on their own pick. That is something where I believe Siren have already proved their point. But let's talk about the MVPs right here. We have, I think, Nature coming as the MVP, the Fade being that particular individual who was very, very on par. But to be honest, the entire team, whenever the stats come through, you can clearly see the entire fact difference is not that much from the sides of Team Sirens. On the other corner, if you talk about Team 1HP, you can see the disparity. The top fragger had, I believe, around 9 frags, and then eventually the bottom fragger had 5 frags. But look at the clear situation between Team Sirens. Top fragger has got 16 frags, and the bottom has got 13. That's how
Yeah.
close the entire competition was from the sides of Team Siren.
I mean, I would say for the side of Siren, they knew what they were doing. They were very on point with their, not even, I would say, the first picks coming into the play. I would say from the side of, what we saw from Ravenclaw and what we saw from the side of, Natural as well. I'm really sorry if I'm pronunciating that name in the wrong way, but I'll just say Fade for a moment. But yeah, the first picks coming from Fade and Shreya, and also we did saw a couple of first picks coming in from Raze as well. But we did saw for the most of the time in the elimination field, it was the Fade who do a ton and ton of first picks from there on. There we are. It's going to be the MVP, of course, the girl playing with the Fade. We do have the stats not exactly how we wanted, but of course, don't worry about it, folks. We'll just get it refreshed momentarily. But a very well deserving MVP. And as we told you, folks, Fade was the play. I mean, the Fade was the girl who was just making sure that she gets the maximum number of first picks from their end.
Pretty intriguing, to be honest. The kind of domination that she brought onto the table was pretty amazing. It's specifically in the last few rounds, honestly. Because if we talk about the first few rounds, we got to see Ravenclaw performing quite a bit. We got to see Yumiko doing wonders for the team. In the last few rounds, we got to see the Fade, Natural, to be honest, getting a lot of amazing picks, and that's exactly where she kind of outshined. Look at this 16 frags coming through, 8 deaths, and a KD of 2. That again justifies a pretty amazing score, pretty close to a 300 of ACS. 2 first frags, and eventually clutches a 0 because that part was kind of led for specifically Ravenclaw.
Yeah. I mean, for the side of natural as well. I mean, she did, I would say, an absolute MVP level of performance, and that's why we do see them being she being on the MVP. But if we, just also talk about from some other players, and as you called it, Ravenclaw and some other girls as well in this matchup, everybody played their A1 game, but specifically talk about Sarah when HP. I will again say it, folks. I think for a second that it's more about the trade games not happening on the right side. It's not also about that their aim not being on point. It's not also about that how they were not able to get those close plans. Now, this was more about on how if somebody is going down from your team pretty early, you're right there being on point with your overall positional play to get the trade being done at the same time. And that's what I feel. The trade games were not happening on point, and this is where exactly on how the entire team of Siren capitalized momentarily round after another into their side.
I think we have quite a bit of speculation at this point that who's going to win in the next particular map. So let's just take a short break at this point, and eventually we'll be back with the action of the map known as Bind. Stay tuned, guys.
Sir.
Give me this back. Enemy down. Cage trigger. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Right there. Right there.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
You bringing up 40 guys?
Standing.
There's my buddy.
Last player standing. Flawless. This way. I'm out of here. Fuck it. 30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Revealing area.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Don't interrupt.
I'm coming back. Alarm bot out.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Seconds left. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Where is everyone hiding?
Spike down. C. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Not much.
Back in a flash. That makes three. Last player standing.
Cage trigger.
There. Watch out.
Last player standing.
My ult is ready. Back like I never left.
Last player standing.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Here comes Empress.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Spike planted.
Here comes Empress.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
It's a game. I'm not gonna play, but maybe you should do whatever you need to do. It's just a game.
Hey, let's play.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. Defenders win. win. One enemy remaining. Spike down, attacker spawn.
Okay, time for a
Baby, you should do whatever you need to erase me, baby.
One enemy remaining.
enemy down. Cage, where is everyone? Cage 3.
One enemy remaining.
We bring in the body bags.
Seconds left.
I'm not just an archer.
Last player standing.
There's my buddy. Last player standing. Flawless.
This way! I'm out of here! Rock it!
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Here.
It's a game I'm not gonna play, but maybe you should do whatever you need to erase me. You think I'm gonna play, but maybe you should do whatever you need to erase me.
Feeling area.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Don't interrupt.
Bot coming back.
Robot out!
You need to erase me.
Spike down, C. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Not much.
Back in a flash. Last player standing.
There. Watch out.
Last player standing.
My ult is ready. Back like I never left.
Welcome back once again, guys. After a quick short break, yes, we are back at Reloader Ascend Empress Cup. Well, the first match was a completely one-sided storyline coming in from the favor of Team Sirens. But it's a BO3, guys. Maybe a history which is in making right now can be a comeback of story. Let's wait and watch. Let's see how the whole action goes on. Is it possible for Team 1HP to be back into the picture, fight back in the map of Bind, and eventually take us to the decider? That is,
Yeah.
of course, one and only Lotus map. But is it going to happen, guys? That's a big question because Bind is a very interesting map, and Siren's map pick is actually Bind. Siren was able to beat 1 HP in their own map pick of Sunset. That in turn tells us that Sirens is a better team at this point. But maybe all the answers will come once we dive into the action.
Yes, don't get me wrong, folks. 13-3 was the scoreline, and things were not very on point for the Sara 1 HP. Again, the main point is that it was their own map pick. It was it was on point for the Sara 1 HP. It was selected from, it was picked on from the Sara 1 HP. Now, you losing on their own map is not very, I would say, something which is gonna not really affect on you, but is something that is also getting completely capitalized from the side of your opponent team, which is in this case going to be the side of Siren, because the next map, which is the Bind, which has been the latest addition back on the competitive map pool, is being picked up from the side of Siren. So don't get me wrong, folks. It does seems like yes, 1 HP might have might do not have the kind of like the start that all of the fans and all of the supporters from their team is expecting to hoping for. But I definitely see Siren taking the very few rounds on their side as a lead because of the momentum, because of the first map victory, and of course due to the whole game that we have seen the very first map, just making sure they're able to get those pre-fires right, they're making sure that they're able to get those first picks right, them just making sure they're able to clean up the entire site as soon as possible.
Well, I think we'll wait for the match to get started. Once match gets started, we'll have a better idea of what particular type of agent selections are going to be there and eventually how the game goes on. Is it going to be a similar storyline of a particular team dominating, namely, of course, Team Sirens dominating towards their win? Because remember, guys, even when it's a BO3, one map advantage is already there in the favor of Team Sirens. All they need to get is just one more map, and that's it. The story ends right there. They will go to fight against Astric Femin in the grand finale on 21st of September. So let's wait and watch because today is 19th, and I believe day after tomorrow, of course, a lot of action is due in the grand finals. Who is going to reach there? That's exactly what we are here to explore. But here's the map pick, the map bans, whatever you want to call it out. It's right here in front of your screens. Kurodo was banned, Haven was banned, and eventually we got to see Sunset where Team Sirens was able to get their upper hand with a 13-3 score line. The only 3 rounds that Team 1HP were able to win were namely the first round, the 12th round, and eventually the 15th round. That's all. All the other rounds went into the favor of Team Sirens, and eventually at around 16 round marker, the job was done.
Yeah.
Just that quickly, guys. That is the one-sided storyline that Team Sirens was able to write. And now 1HP has chosen to go for the attack because it's a map pick of Team Sirens. If they're attacking, I believe Raze is going to be a go-to choice for sure, because Raze is very, very good with the satchels. You can actually push in into a lot of corners with a Judge or maybe a Bucky in your hand.
Yeah.
Neon can be helpful as well. Yoru, I doubted. There was a period where Yoru was a very good agent in terms of the meta with the gate crash, with the flashes. You could have easily entered into
Mhm.
inside, infiltrated, even with the Jet and all. But I think lately, of course, Raze and Neon are the two best duelists one can have. Regarding the combination of a Sentinel, I think, of course, one can have a Chamber, and at the same point, the most important Sentinel is definitely going to be either a Deadlock or maybe a Cypher. So let's see what happens regarding the smokes. Omen, Clove, both of them are actually quite good. With regards to Initiator, I think
Mhm.
we have Gecko as a planter. It can be very beneficial as a fade. Recon Dart using Sova can be very beneficial. So we'll have to see what happens.
I mean, also when we talk about specifically as for the side of Bind, initially this is also one of the map which was kind of overpicked in our own region, in the South Asia region. This one and the Ascent used to be picked up and played in every freaking BO3 that you witness. But again, this is a different region. We do see players coming from a different region, from different parts of the globe, and this is what keeps the I would say the fun part and the competitive sport part for the side of Valorant community, especially coming in from the side of Ascent. I mean, the more we have to appreciate, the more awards are gonna get fall short of, because at this point of time, don't get me wrong, folks, Ascent has been doing these kind of events every now and then to support and provide that vital platform to all of the upcoming talents, just like in this one.
Let's wait and watch. I mean, to be honest, yes, we are already seeing a lot of talented individuals coming through. But as I deciphered initially as well, that maybe due to the fact that it's a new roster, 1HP is kind of struggling. So let's see what happens next. And eventually, are we going to see a retaliation coming in from the sides of team 1HP? But yeah, I think let's just wait for the teams to come back, because there is a slight technical issue and eventually they're swapping with the players.
Oh.
So we'll take a short break, and after that we'll be back with the entire action of Bind. Stay tuned.
Game, I'm not gonna play.
Give me this back.
Enemy down.
Just a game, you think I'm gonna play, but baby,
Cage where is everyone? Cage 3.
you need to erase.
I'm out of here.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
I'm out of here.
Right there. Right there.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
We bringing up 40 bags?
All right, guys, we are back for the action of the second match of the bind. There are some amazing cinematics of this map in front of your screens, but even more amazing is going to be how these teams are going to fight for the next 24 rounds, or maybe even more if we go down to the overtimes as well. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a difficult task for both the sides because at the sides of Team Siren, they need to maintain that advantage and sum it all up in this particular map. And at the same point, from the other side, so if we talk about Team 1 HP, they need to step up a notch. But attack was chosen from the sides of, I believe, 1 HP, and that's exactly why we can see Sova, a Jet coming through. I doubt that choice, to be honest. I don't know how effective it's going to be. And Kawhi goes in for a Reina in the map of Bind. I don't know how feasible it's going to be, specifically given that it's a competitive scenario and how good team Sirens have been in the sides of their Sunset map. It's bit of a troublesome situation, bit of a troublesome choice. Demon on the other corner, Demon to be precise, have actually gone with the Cypher. Good enough. Reckon Noob has gone for Omen. There are some very intriguing choices coming in from the sides of Team 1 HP, but on the hindsight, if you talk about Team Sirens, their choices look a little bit more cohesive with the entire meta. They have Raze to break Cypher trips, they have Omen for the shorter steps and eventually the smokes, they have the Gecko for a far-fetched plant and eventually the postman scenario as well. They have Sky for the initiation into a particular site. I do believe that once again we are going to see a dominating situation coming in from the sides of Team Sirens, and my prediction would be a 2-0 right now. After looking at the agent log, I'm even more sure.
A 2-0. I mean, yeah, looking on how the scorelines were in map number 1. Come on, folks. You cannot at us at X, or previously known as Twitter, that, hey, come on, what you were saying. Seriously, folks. Also, talking about the entire composition, it looks, like I said, like Raider said, as it right, this looks a little bit questionable. Not from just one team, actually both sides.
No, I believe attacking is a little bit more questionable for me personally. 1 HP is on attack and Sirens is on defense.
Yeah, I mean, no. I know that. Talking about, even if I just want to make the point that why 1 HP doesn't look that, what is this kind of like composition coming in? I feel like of course you need those skies flash to just make sure that you have the inti and both of the corners when it comes down to whether it's the A side towards the tunnel or whether it's the B side towards the other chamber area, the mid area, are both like that. They're just very curved to the point that Sky can be a very vital pick coming in from side 1 HP. What I'm not really sure is about the fact that on how Rage is just going to complement the side of Sky and also going to complement the side of Gecko. But we'll find it more about it, folks. So don't worry. For now, as we proceed now, we do see side of Gecko going in for the molly, but absolutely getting faked out as soon as he gets down. Pick the side right in the corner. Shell's going to be right there. Absolute. That was a little bit of that whiff. I did kind of expect that Shreya will get this one eventually, but there we go. The first round. Definitely looking very on point for the side of 1 HP. And this was also kind of like the same story. Not exactly the same story, but kind of like vice versa story. Where we did saw the side of Siren picking up the round number 1, round number 2 from there, and the last matchup. The flash goes in, she also blinds herself out. Okay, Yumiko picks the first one, Nicolo gets the second. Making it a 2v3 now. The spike has been already planted through the generator. We do see the rotation being in play for the side of Jet. And one of the other guy making sure that he just flies it in the heaven. Gets the double. Oh, nice shot coming in from the side of Sky. Possibly can go in for the diffuse to make it a fake, but the time is not on her side and she has to make peace with it. Oh, look! Almost a third! Not gonna happen. Very close. Still very close. Good one.
She got 3 frags.
But they have it. Yeah, she got 3, but that wasn't a clutch, right?
Yeah,
she was out of the time.
Yeah, there was no time. Even after getting a frag, there was no time to go for a diffuse. So yeah, I completely agree with you that the definition of a clutch moment was not really there. But still, I would like to say Nicole was good. And eventually, at the end, if you talk about this first round, 1 HP clearly outshined their opponent. That too in a situation where Sirens have got their own map pick. So I don't know what Sirens is playing at this point, but obviously on the attack side, you have a little bit of an advantage that you can decide on which particular side you're gonna push. But it looks like it's a choo-choo train that is going to come. All the 3 players are lined up at this point. The shots are coming through. Gecko can actually go with a ringman to work with, but Ant is going to get really dropped down. That's the first casualty. Nicole retaliates.
What is this?
Lovely. There are some casualties. Remember, guys, if the bonus buy goes down, the third round is going to be even more
Right
tougher
there.
for the sides of team 1 HP.
Dizzy's up.
But there's the
Dizzy's
flash.
down.
They got the
This
info.
is very weird. I mean, the things that happen at that point was something very unusual. But there we go. Demon picks this out of Yumiko. Stafford takes down Intermission, making a 3v2. Rotation comes into play. We do see the entire team of 1 HP taking a rotation through the portal over there, making sure that it goes in for the plant. And now we go. It's going to be in again. With these pointers being in play, we do see the easy rotations being in point for the side of the attackers, and it benefits more onto the side of attackers rather than what they want to do on the defensive play. But there you have it, all the post-ban scenario and the post-ban angles have been taken care of, and 2HP will also win the second round. And Reina, as you were talking about it, why Reina? I guess now you have the answer.
I'll wait for it, man, because these were the first 2 rounds. Yes,
Okay.
Individual cannot
Okay.
perform in the first 2 rounds, but the real question comes when your opponent has got vandals and angles to play with. I think with that, I do believe definitely the difficulty will rise. And Kawai in the previous match was playing on a Cypher, so I cannot really question on her aim game. She is good with her aim game because in a lot of fights
No
against
prisoners.
Yumiko as well in the battle of that Cyphers, Yumiko was defeated by the sides of Kawai. But now that she's playing on Arena, as I said, maybe the first 2 rounds were good enough, but here comes the retaliation. Wait for it. I do believe it's a scoreline of 2-1 because of the fact that the defenders are now ready with their utils and they have got superior weapons to work with. Because where Team Sirens is fighting on bonus buy, there is team where team 1 HP is fighting on their bonus buy, Team Sirens has got their full buy to work with. They have vandals, they have phantoms. What the other team has to answer is with some sheriffs, with some maybe
Yes, sir.
specters and all, which are not good for the long range. Sheriff is good, but then again, how to answer back. There's a fail coming through. They got the info. Retaliation comes through. Flash, but there you go.
One
The line
enemy
goes down as
remaining.
expected.
This time around, it was the side of Sirens to just be ready with their defensive play happening, and the flank also came in on the right time to just provide the support towards the other two, initiator and the duelist. The Sentinels doing their job at this point of time. But hey, I think this is starting off in I would say a real manner that we can expect both sides to actually go very point to point. Completely vice versa what we saw in the very first game. I mean, 13-3 was the very first game, and this time around we do see Sirens also making a move for it in the positive direction, to be very frankly speaking, Raider.
Hulk out!
At this point, a recovery has to be there because now Team 1 HP has invested in their buy. They have the Kurunami Vandals to work with. There's a classic one. So let's see if the connections will be made. Can get the info with the camp. They do know now that the players have pushed in. But it's a very big split that is coming through right now. In B, we have one in the halls. But with the cloud burst, definitely Ant was able to deviate the entire aggression coming through. Check out your showers. Reina is pushing in. Kawai is pushing in. And there's no clue. I think Ravenclaw is the one who can actually answer back. There's the Leer. And Reina has activated Empress. Higher fire rate, but nothing to do. As expected, once again, Kawai goes down.
One
I
enemy
was talking
remaining.
about this, that
Spike
let
down
Team Sirens
A.
get that full buy, and you will get to see that retaliation. Sirens are answering back in a similar fashion. There's nothing that 1 HP can do. I do believe it's a flawless win coming in pretty soon.
Yeah, and something which is very much not evident
30
for the
seconds
side
left.
of 1 HP. At this point of time, this is going to be another. There you have it. Sirens coming up with a flawless play. But also talking about, again, we have to tell all the viewers what exactly happened map number 1 to all of the new viewers joining in for the map number 2. Folks, this is map number 2, of course, like I said it, but in the last game, it was the side of Sirens to make it a 13-3. Absolutely dominating the first half, absolutely making sure in the second half as well. We did saw a couple of rounds going into the favor of 1 HP, especially after the map point was right there, coming in onto the face of Sirens, coming on to the favor of Sirens, apologies. But in the overall play, I do feel that in this map we might see a different outcome, maybe a different story, a different tale being written from both sides. But at this point of time, for the past 4 rounds, this is a very on-point strategies from both sides. But for now, we do see this out of 1HP trying to just make their way towards the bomb A side. We do have the control being taken. The smokes have been laid out. Shreya just going in for some of the free fires, getting teleported onto the right corner. But for now, the free fires are not going to connect. Not even a single damage has been tapped on. And that's going to be an easy side control and spike planted being done. Ravenclaw comes from the back, Cisco goes down, so is absolutely not going to provide that recon dance. But for now, who goes snap cages? Everybody from the side of Sirens are just wrecking havoc one after another.
One last man standing, it's gonna be clean, and there comes the beautiful individual known as the Raze, and pushes in with the boom bot. Bit of a distraction, and that's it. Job's done. 3-2, that's the score line. With the loss of 2 individuals, Team Sirens once again cleans the victory. Yes, of course, Sunset was a little bit different, where we got to see first victory coming in the first round, and then eventually it took 10 more rounds to get the next one. In the 12th round, we got to see Team 1HP fighting back. 1HP was able to get the first rounds in this particular matchup, but it seems like that the picture is changing at this point, and Ravenclaw, the previous match fade, that is Gecko right now playing on an initiator role, once again are looking absolutely on par. Yumiko, that individual who was absolutely effective in the previous matchup, is missing a lot of opportunities this time because she's busy setting up the entire site. She is busy defending the entire site. When she rotates back, a lot of times we have seen her faltering down. So maybe that is going to take a toll, but the best part was that Team Sirens have every individual who's good with his aim game, and it's a team effort that requires, that is required to be precise. But what will happen? T-Moon trying to swing, will he lose? He did. What a headshot
I know
connected, but after that
exactly
Ravenclaw was taken down because he was tagged. Of course, with the Hunter's Fury. What is Jet gonna do? Jet goes down. She had a judge in her hand. Absolute menace in the close range. Never really.
Spike planted.
Molly comes in, but oh, such in a close range. We do see the Gecko ult absolutely not being utilized the same way, but it does it parts. But for now, the blind comes in from the side of Shreya. Possibly can provide that support that is meant to be for the side of Cypher to go in. It also goes in. We do have the spike getting touched up for just a moment, but she makes sure that not even somebody comes in from behind, and there you have it. A complete, absolute example of how hide and seek is meant to be played. And there you have it. 3-2-3. I mean, those couple of rotations towards both sides were a little bit questionable, but it doesn't really matter at this point of time. If you win it, either you win, whether you want to control the lamps side, whether you want to just make sure that you're going for the default one before the triple Tetris. But that was that. A 3-2-3. I mean, a good, nonetheless, scoreline coming to the favor of 1HP. We did saw how the outcomes were in the first map. So this is a much better 1HP team in the making for sure. Oh, I guess by the looks of her, by the looks on her face, I'm so sorry to cut you out. I guess that was a mistaken ult. She didn't want to do it.
So she wanted, but eventually she thought that maybe the players are pushing here. That was not the case. And it costed her. But there's a retaliation.
Oh, nice.
Ravenclaw, she was like, maybe not the ultimate, but yes, my Vandal is gonna talk. And whenever it talks, you're gonna listen. That's exactly what happened at that point. Sova got taken down. Your recon just went out of your hands. Very expensive recons are available. You can go with Saffron's Neural Threat with the orbs available, and eventually from the shadow as well. But here comes the plan. Again,
Spike planted.
get the advantage, but once again, Nicole surprises. Halls are empty and the lamps are evacuated. As these lads are going to perform on par. Once again, Team Sirens was able to retaliate, but look at that complete bloodbath that happened in the lamps region, behind that box as well, the wall bangable angle that the players were holding up. Everything was nullified. Because in the very latest round, we got to see Sirens falling down to similar setup. But this time, Sirens were ready to answer
One
back.
enemy remaining.
The setup were more or less similar, more or less in a similar angle. They retaliated, and here's the result. 4-3. That's the scoreline, and once again, economy is in shambles for the sides of Team 1HP. All they can do is just buy Spectres, maybe save like Ant, I believe, is going to go for a Bleedstorm for sure because she has the ultimate available. She is for sure going to invest in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point of time, ooh, We do see for the side of 1 HP being a little bit aggressive on towards the tower area. We do have this blind coming in play. Oh, completely nullifying the ult play. And this is how you actually play some of the support ults, but not gonna support utilities. And there you have it. The trade game is so on point from both sides. I guess Soa doesn't have the idea that she is just right there hiding the smoke, adjusting her specs. For now, we do see the trigger fingers being so on point, just waiting for the opportunity. But this time around, Ravenclaw gets dismissed. And now it's going to be a 3v3 with 1 minute left on the clock.
Oh, they are planning to push in B. Now that's a daring move because Kawhi, you do not have a good weapon. You're playing on a Sheriff, Lear, that you already have invested. On the other corner, all those individuals who have got weapons and Spike, they are still sitting on A. So maybe that's a bit of a distraction that she was trying to create, and that's exactly what it is. Kawhi distracted with the Lear with some Sheriff shots onto the B mains, and now they are rotating back to A. Okay, the only one who is here to hold them off is Shreya, but that op. They do not have
30
smokes to
seconds
enter
left.
the site. They have the recon. Yes, the old drone comes in. Oh my god, she misses the shot, and that's one of the opportunities that you do not want to miss. If you do
Spike
miss
planted.
it, obviously you'll be on the back foot. Wall handle shots being relayed so that you can check out if there is somebody hiding
Get
on
him,
that
buddy.
box. Rena's position. Yep, Kawhi goes down. Bit of a whiff from Rico. Finally gets the connection.
remaining.
Again a loss. Shreya becomes the last one standing, and Shreya also gets taken down. That's it. Kuchiko with a 1v3 from the Sharks. This individual started playing
Get him, buddy.
all the way towards the main. Brilliant. Kuchiko.
Well, on the instant, there you have it. Soa just makes sure that he gets everybody who's trying to play on the Lamb's side. It's going to be a 4-2-4, and again, I will just come on to the same point right now, folks. This is a very different team from both sides. I'm not really sure what exactly happening in for the side of for the side of Sirens, my bad, because this is their own map again, and when you are able to win a map number one, which was not your mapping in a 13-3, this is just making sure like actually 1 HP is giving you a challenge, so you're just making sure that you win every round. Just give you 100% this point of time. But for now, we do see a couple of shots, couple of action happening and drama happening on the mid-side area. But for now, could just make sure that they do have the spike control in their side, get towards the TP, and maybe take a rotation towards the A area. For now, Kawhi will get one. Ravenclaw goes down. Phantom in play. Somebody comes in for the back. Spike area has been denied. And now it's going to be a 3v4. Sorry, 4v2.
Oh, look at them just holding up onto the spike. All 4 individuals, a high-low combination, covering every single possible entry point. Oh my god, this is going to be very, very tough. You can do whatever you want to at this point. I would like to say 13 minutes. Yeah, they can rotate. Oh, they are going for ult, but they're denying the ult with this usage of individuals. Wow, that's perfect. I thought for a moment that they're just covering for the angles, but I never really saw on the bar on
30
the
seconds
HUD
left.
HUD that there's an ultimate from the shadow available. And it's pretty brilliant. It's pretty brilliant the way team 1 HP is getting retaliated from the side of Team Sirens. But no, Pleasure had no idea. Trust me, it's a 3v2 and it's pretty tough because you have to go for the plant. You have to either go for
10
the plant
seconds
or take
left.
down all 3 individuals, both of which are highly unlikely to happen. Take down 1
One enemy
Omen goes in
remaining.
for the ultimate. Yes, Omen is going to save the day.
Clutch.
That's it. Shreya is out here. It's a clutch for Shreya. It's a clutch for Sirens at this point because the entire team faltered down, but this individual with the user from the shadow, with the correct use, should I say?
10 seconds
An injured
left.
at this point. You can win a round. That's what Shreya was able to showcase.
One enemy
A very
remaining.
good one indeed coming in from
Clutch.
both sides. I would say honestly, because for the side of 1 HP as well, it was very close to be around, which was coming onto their crutches. But for now, for the side of Sirens, we do see them now being on the same pace, being on the same momentum on what we saw them doing in the map number 1. I mean, map number 1 was, we can definitely agree. I mean, everybody will agree in the chat as well that was very one-sided, and kind of like 1 HP was losing their kind of like the cool and the overall calmness that we have seen in the previous games as well in this tournament. But for now, we do have the 5-4 scoreline coming in. And I know I'm kind of repeating it, but I have to emphasize on the part that this is kind of like a matchup that we kind of expected that it will be a very point-to-point game, head-to-head game, very competitive matchup. But on how we did saw the entire map number 1 unfold, and now we have a 5-4 scoreline here after almost the first half getting over. So it does seems like yes, this might go to third map if this results up on one either side taking up like a 7-4 or like a 9-4 lead, even like a I would say overall to like a 9-9 scoreline. I feel like this is coming, and we might see the decider map being in play. But for now, folks, as we got the update right now, it's going to be a small tech pause. One of the players from either side has disconnected. I'm not sure who disconnected, but that doesn't matter at this point. That's like DC, as you mentioned. Now, of course, everybody from from their team will just make sure that she gets back in the game as soon as possible, and we resume the match right away.
Yeah, just waiting on that confirmation. As we can see on the CT spawn, we have Yumiko still sitting on the defender side in the spawn region. So yeah, I believe that she's the one who is kind of facing the technical difficulty. That in itself gives the opportunity for the other teams and other individuals as well to like plan plot, because the harsh reality is at this point, yes, the one who is on the back foot is team 1 HP. Despite of the fact that it's a bit attack oriented map, you are still on the back foot. That means that there are some things which are not going in your favor. And trust me, wait for Team Sirens attack to come. That's why I'm still sticking to my guns that it's going to be a 2-0, because Team Sirens has got a better composition of the agents. That is, of course, the Raze, the Sky with the flashers. You can easily enter the site, and with Gecko, you can from far end use your wingman to go for a plant. I do believe that it's going to be a 2-0 as soon as we enter the second half, where the attack will be there for Team Sirens. Already on the lead. Oh, the Empress can be denied, but nah. Kawai says no. With that Empress being available, he rapidly goes in with that Phantom. Shuts down two of the individuals. Now have infiltrated the Shark region.
I know
still
exactly.
holding off. Jet for a surprise. Oh my god, there's major misses. Major misses of the shots, and Ant will finally connect. Both of them have to fight big. Yumiko, is she going to get the frag? But Nature fights back. It's a 2v3 situation at this point, but the player is super duper low. Chaco is running low on HP. With the shot that the player will go down. And last is Yumiko. Once again connects headshots. There are two players, one in the lamps, one on the height advantage area. And both of them can be a menace. And I believe it's a 5v5 scoreline.
This is no problem.
Still wait for it. Yumiko can do it, but not gonna happen now, of course, as you call it out, my friend. It's gonna be a 5-5. 1 HP are back on their equalized score. Round scores coming in their way. But hey, this has to be one of the best rounds, one of the most chaotic rounds in comparison to the both maps that we have seen today. For sure. This was one of the very close rounds that we have seen in this series, and it's good to see. Also for the side of 1 HP and also for the side of Sirens as well, because on how this entire map started, we did saw the side of Sirens actually taking up the lead, and then 1 HP came into the part after even they had a little bit of that economy bonus play in their side. But for now, we do see a little bit of that aggression coming in from the side of Sirens, and there you have it. On towards the Seatmouth, we do have two players, Fly and Face, trying to make the play. One of the connections is going to go down. The trade comes in. Not exactly a point to trade that the same guy has went down, but absolutely just timing it imperfectly on the flash. The site has been given away for a moment, but Gecko comes in the same time, and she's just gonna make sure that she denies the entry, and she does. Oh, she gets a double. She gets a triple.
Lovely.
Sirens.
Lovely.
Gecko. What to do? We gotta take a look on that instant replay. Come on, Prod. We just wanna take a look at that one more time. That was such a good positional play on point. Such a good one indeed.
Wow, man.
Sheesh.
Perfect. The way Gecko played was amazing. Look at that usage of a flash and then eventually timing it out correctly. Look down and
enemy remaining.
Spike
down B.
Okay, just pop it off. Freya came in with the judge. Remember, Sky and Ravenclaw were taken down quite early while they were peeking on B long. But still they were able to retaliate. Amazing. All I have to say is just, what is the scoreline? A 7-5? Which I believe is possible. Or maybe
Spike down A.
scoreline of 6-6. Even when the scoreline is 6-6, trust me, 1 HP is on the
Cutting the
deficit
vision.
because it's an attack-oriented map. You have to have that lead in the attack-oriented map. You have to have at least 7-5. That's exactly where I believe at this point Team 1 HP is missing. They can still kind of, I would say, come back into the picture with 6-6 scoreline and then winning the pistol round in the second half. I doubt it's going to be that easy, but look at those trips. Both of the trips are still intact despite of the fact that there were 2 of those fogged outs coming in.
Because Lamp, we do have 2 of the players actually, Cypher and Omen, both not exactly, I would say, holding, just but making sure nobody comes onto the point because the rotation is on point and coming into the play from the
30
side
seconds left.
of none other than 1 HP. With 30 seconds left on the clock, as we do hear the Indian actor as well, they might want to make a play for it. They might want to, you know, make a play and make a run for it towards the side B, and we do have it. Nicole just making sure that she is just
down
right
B.
there holding this corner right on towards the
10
elbow
seconds
area.
left.
She gets one, she gets a double. 1 HP has
1 enemy
nothing
remaining.
to do at this point of time. They can do literally nothing, absolutely just do some little bit of that RNG. But on towards the Haven, we do have the first pick coming in from side of Jet. Oh, she just wants to make sure she gets the third one. Nicole and Gecko. Oh my god. Both
10
of
seconds
these
left.
players are just
One
immense
enemy remaining.
under the face of 1 HP. Trust me when I say this. Last time around it was that to pick up that third one with the Gecko through the wall banks coming in at we saw, I guess that was what, round number 9 or round number 10. But when we talk about for the side of this one, it is going to be the side of Natural with Sky absolutely raising hell onto the side for the side of her team and onto the side of 1 HP. Good rounds coming into the play, but now as it is going to be a result of 7-5, we can definitely call it the side of Sirens having that a little bit of that advantage in the first half.
Again, just pointing out the fact that it's an attack-oriented map and you again have a deficit while you were attacking. I do believe that it's going to be very tough for Team 1 HP to recuperate. Yes, the scoreline will not be 13-3, but it can be 13-7 at max, I believe. That is one of the issues that I feel at this point will be there for Team 1 HP. The players are pushing. Yumiko absolutely on par. With a May Classic, she retaliated, but utter retaliation from the other side of the fight. Kabai as well. Oh my god, Luka fights back. There's another classic action happening. You have to take
Last player standing.
Kabai knives the opponent. Nicole got taken down with a knife. Slash, and there's the insult to the injury. But I believe this round is theirs. Yes, Team Sirens nails this pistol round in their favor. Of course, there were moments where they were on the back foot, but Shreya, just pointing it out that they are the A1s in this particular map.
Look at the smile. Look at the happiness. Look
yeah, you
at
blushing, bro.
the resultant. I mean, I'm happy to see as you know, as casters, you see the players happy. I see what you're trying to do.
Small
right
question
now.
for you, man. What is the difference between
please.
happiness and blushing?
This is up.
I failed in my English classes, so yeah, thank you.
Perfect, lovely. Let's win in this one, man.
Anyways, so we're gonna keep the caster banter aside. We do see the initiation being done on towards from Ravenclaw. She gets the nades up ready. Jet can make a move right over here, but we do have not gonna happen. With the SMG, Anderson goes down, making it to a 5-3 now.
Individual.
Spike
Go with the
planted.
classics. Nothing is gonna work. There's the bonus back.
One enemy
Sira gets
remaining.
one. Lovely. Nature retaliates. Kawai gets taken away. And one guy, that Cypher, is still at B because there was a flank, there was a backstep coming through. But a near flawless attack from the sides of Team Sirens. They do not have preferred weapons for the next particular round, so they are definitely going to invest a bit because playing with a Stinger maybe will sting you yourself. Let's see if they're going to go for a buy or
Nice.
not. But on the other corner, if we talk about 1 HP, they do have the opportunity to go for a full buy. So let's see what they're going to invest in.
Yeah. I feel like, of course, we had the tech pause, a little bit of the pause coming in the map number 1 as well. Of course, apologies for that, folks. But tactical timeout not being utilized. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no tactical timeout being taken from either side. So there are reasons why they exist in this game. But for now, we do see the signature ability coming into play. We do have the denial ability coming in from the side of 1 HP again. We do see the Sirens being very, very orthodox about the push and about the control that they want to take on side B. Kuchiko
Spike
gets the
down
trade
A.
though. Spike carry has been denied. Raven's on the other end, trying to rotate back from the lamp. Not gonna happen. The deniability comes in. Shreya with the Odin takes down Kawhi YT. And now it's going to be a 2v4. A great deniability, great, I would say, the nullified play coming in from Sarah 1 HP in this round.
I've invested on Odin's. Pretty intriguing for me. I mean, they're already winning, but at the same point, going with Odin, one might argue that it's not the wise weapon to go with, but then again, it's their choice. They don't have the spikes. There's the smoke. The player gets spotted. Shreya retaliates. Raccoon taking down her alter ego.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Burns is back with a phantom of her own. Shreya, the last one standing. 23 shield, enemy 287 HPs.
30 seconds left.
Goes in berserk. Not a lot of connections being made. There's the Cypher. Getting all the info. D-Moon. She got the info where the player is. With that power step being utilized and nowhere to go. 17 seconds at the end available. There was not a lot of things that he could have done. 9-6, that's the scoreline, and my prediction still stays the same, that 13-7 is the ideal scoreline where Sirens could end this matchup. 2-0 is for sure, that's what I believe. But what is the scoreline at this point? Another minute prediction could be 13-7 or 13-8 at max.
This goes here.
Yeah. 9-6. I mean, as even though we do have the couple of the round difference that Sirens able to get a double round in their side, 1SP is able to pull off a one. Even if it's this entire, I would say, the map setup follows this kind of like a pattern. Of course, then again, also Sky is gonna pull away the big 3 though, getting very close to it. But for now, it is going to be the side of Sirens to be into the attacking play. We do have the smoke getting laid out on towards the team out. For now, the ult will be taken from the side of Gekko. Possibly Gekko is getting ready for an ult. The Molly comes in first. The Grenade also Nade also goes down. A lot of these is being in play. Oh, Ravenclaw! That was some flick right there. Raccoon gets the trade though. And also takes on Sun Natural. But for now, it is going to be a 3v4 scenario. But the side is still in the control for the side of 1 HP. She knows for the fact that she can again go in for the Odin spray. Gonna connect though, and now we might see the rotation being in play because Omen has the spike and he's already pushing down to the A side. But we do see the rotation coming in, the vice versa rotation happening in the defense as well. She's going in for the plant as the sound has been queued up. Nico takes care of Raccoon and the plant will be denied eventually.
They're still at B. There was a flank and Sky has rotated back to the showers. It's going to be
30
interesting to
seconds
see
left.
what happens next. So the plant is being committed by Shreya.
Spike
Information being
planted.
made with the camp that yes, the players have pushed in and into one. Phantom versus Vandal. Phantom wins, but there's the Odin, always on par. Kuchiko just
Last player
delivering it
standing.
all out, but Yumiko retaliates by taking down Kawhi.
One
It's a
enemy
1v2 affair,
remaining.
but Kuchiko spots Nicole. Yumiko, you have one opportunity to seize the chance, but remember there's the spam weapon available. Oh, lovely. The only answer to a spam weapon is a shot right on the head. Preferred is Vandal, of course, but then again, Phantom is even better.
Yes, sir. 10-6. I mean, don't get me wrong, folks. 1 HP have definitely given up a good competition, especially in the first half. In the second half, yes, their first still needs to be played out from the side of 1 HP, and that is completely, I feel like, a little bit short calling. I would say on towards in terms of how we do see the loadouts being picked up in terms of the economy play as well. How it is turning out to be in the favor of for the side of Sirens, but 1 HP have thoroughly improvised and adapted to the scenarios accordingly. We have to give trade words too. But oh, the Cypher gets stabbed on the other Cyphers. Oh, lovely! Timoon picks up the side of Yumiko. This time around, Sirens will be playing on a 4v5 man disadvantage very early into the round. Gekko gets the one, taking care of the man advantage as soon as he gets to speak on the man advantage side. So there, Natural gets one more, and Gekko just making her way towards the elbow area. Kuchiko through the shotgun takes down the Sky. Ravenclaw comes up for the other angle. Great positional play happening in. And now we do have the flank coming in from Reyna. And if she does make this one play, this is a very bad one coming in from the side of Siren. Nah, she doesn't know it.
Last player.
She knows?
No idea.
She
One
doesn't.
enemy
Oh
remaining.
my!
Spike down B.
What? Omen was like, hopefully the
What the
plant is
hell
going
is
to be done,
happening,
but
dude?
now they have lost their opportunity. Wait, Kawhi, you have to rotate back. She's not going to hold off the spike
30
because
seconds
she has got a phantom to work with. But Omen, bit of a distraction from her side by just smoking off the angles and eventually going for the spike. But obviously, first Shreya has to check out every single nook and cranny. That way the players are holding off. Bit of a difficult situation for the Omen. But being the last man standing and the time is running out, you
10
have to go
seconds
for the
left.
plant. Smokes off the angles, goes in for the
Spike
plant. But there's the
planted.
judge available in the close range. That judge can really judge you. Oh my god. Knows that the Omen is holding off the corner, but Shreya pushes out of the smoke, denying the fact that there is a good possibility that the opponent has got the better idea. 11-6 is the score line. My prediction still says the same. At max 13-8, and Team Sirens is taking it home.
11-6. I mean, yes, it can still go to 11-7, 11-8, 11-9, but 11-11. This is something which all of the fans and all of the supporters from the side of 1HP will be waiting in for. But for now, Sirens is logged in. Ravenclaw and everybody from the Sirens are just logged in at the moment. So don't get me wrong, folks. If this goes out to be a 13-7 or 13-6, no disrespect to Siren 1HP, Sirens truly deserve it. On how the entire scenario is completely getting interchanged, especially now Sirens is on the attacking play. 1HP or sometimes are able to nullify the entire effect of the attacking play, but most of the time it is somebody from the Sirens to clutch it out.
I think after seeing the first match scoreboard, one thing is pretty clear that all the players know to outshine at the right moment. From the sides of Team Sirens, we have seen that, man. And I have no denial regarding all of that. But and is still fighting in the shower region. She got one. Nicole got taken away. Oh, and her predictable positioning of Cocoon still connects. Hunter's Fury is there. Players are pushing in from the path. Oh, the Empress gets a knight. Yumiko. Absolute on par action from her as
Last player
well.
standing.
Yoden will be answered back with a lovely, lovely shot from that Vandal. There's a smoke, there's a plant. Yes,
30 seconds
Raven is
left.
super duper low on her HP. But Shreya, she's gonna go for the plant, commit for it, TP back to Heaven, and now play from this angle. Now Demon has to check two different angles. She might think that the player is holding off lamps. She might think that the player is holding off shower. She might think the player is going to come from A main or maybe from Heaven as well. So a lot of angles to cover. That's exactly where you make mistakes. Paranoia kills in, the player is flashed, and that's it. It's pretty easy to get that match point, or should I say, now the series point. Remember guys, Team Sirens is already at the lead of 1-0 in terms of the now they are at the series point. I do believe that they're going to take this home. Maybe with a score line of 13 at max, but 13-6 is even more amazing, even more applaudable.
Don't get me wrong, folks. 1SP did play it well. Trust me, they played it really well. Compared to what we saw in the game number 1, this was a much better, team at this point of time. But for now,
Oh yeah!
Shreya, especially Shreya, this girl, she was actually in round number 7 as well. In round number, okay, never mind. You know what?
It's 13-6, guys.
It's 13-6.
I know
feel like
exactly
now
where
two gets
you
taken
are.
care of as well. Now it's going to be the Cypher play being in play. Actually more than 2 ults being utilized from the side of in this round. There you have it. Everybody is looking naturally in the field. Jet is just making sure it's just want to have some fun though. Yumiko has been taken care of. Oh, Raccoon comes in with the flank. Ravenclaw gets taken care of. He gets a double. She gets a double. And now it's going to be a trade fire from Natural and Shreya. It's going to be a 1v2 though. Knives out. 20 HP and a dream. Not going to happen.
Attackers
Sirens
win.
are going to be your second grand finalists in this tournament. Winning in the second map as well with 13-6. 13-3 was map number 1. 13-6 in map number 2. Of course, we can say the fact that 1HP was able to adapt in their attacking play, but in the defensive play, it was all, the side of Sirens.
Attackers
Everybody
win.
from the side of Sirens. Being so on point with their clutch potential, being so on point with their aim game, truly deserved.
Yeah.
One enemy
Amazing,
remaining.
what a play from the sides of Team Sirens. They just were good at it. Yes, of course, their defense was not that on par. They
Attackers.
around, I believe, 7 rounds in it. But trust me,
Yeah.
as I pointed out early, that Bind is an attack-oriented map. If an attacking team is getting just 5 rounds, or
Yeah.
everything less than 7 rounds is still putting you on a compromising end. And that's exactly what happened to Team A when Team 1 HP. And I pointed it out after seeing the first match action that yes, it's a 2-0. And when we got to see the agent clock, when I got to see the agents that Team 1 HP has chosen for their Bind map, I was pretty sure
I
that it's
see.
a 2-0. That's it. I was pretty sure about it. Yes, there was some glimpse of comebacks coming in the first half while they were attacking, because it's an attack-oriented map.
Yeah.
One can say it's justified that you get few rounds in your favor. Specifically, as an attacker, you can choose which particular side you are going to hit, and with how many utils you are going to hit, with what kind of coordination you're going to hit, and maybe the other particular team is just busy rotating and busy getting faked from one angle to another. But once team, I believe, Sirens came into the attacking half. In the second half, we got to see a single round. Just a single round was in the favor of Team 1 HP in the second half. That's how dominating Ven can be. And it's their map pick. Obviously, they were good at it.
I mean, also talking about for Sarah 1SP, I know for a fact that they lost the entire series, but they gave a good competition in map number 2. Of course, in map number 1, things were very, very bleaky. I mean, things were very one-sided. I can say a total domination coming in from side of Sirens. But in the second map, we did saw the adaptation game being on point for the side of 1SP. But before we wrap this up, folks, before we say goodbye, remember that the grand finale is going to happen on 21st of September. Which is going to start from, I guess, the timings are in IST only, 1 p.m. IST. So make sure that you have subscribed to the SND YouTube channel. Make sure that you have followed on the X platform, formerly known as Twitter, and also followed on the Instagram socials. But don't worry, folks, we're not going to say goodbye anytime soon. We are gonna, take a look at the stats, take a look who's gonna be the MVP, take a look on how things have kind of like unfolded in the numbers game momentarily.
Yeah. Production team is getting the data ready, but there's one data that you can never neglect, that yes, of course, Team Sirens were good. Now the only question is what will happen on 21st when the grand finals will be there, when we get to see them fighting against Asterix women. But before that, let's have some look at the stats at the team
Sir.
versus team type of data. And the map of Bind 1 HP, they got 6 rounds, 13 for Team Sirens, and that's how they were able to win the particular matchup. 10 first frags coming in from the sides of Team 1 HP, because again, they fought for larger half. Should I say the first half, they were on the attacking side. They got many more chances to get the first frags. So yes, the first frags, which is a little bit higher for the sides of Team 1 HP, is justified. Clutches, just a single. And I do believe that was by Kawai. And post-ban scenarios were 7 diffusers coming through, and eventually we have 194 team ACS coming through. On the other side, you get to see everything being on par from the sides of Team Sirens with a 232 of total ACS.
I mean, a good one coming in from both sides again. But for now, as we take a look at the, overall KDAs, after combat scores, don't worry, folks. Sometimes around some of these APIs can be a little bit dicey, a little bit very unforgiving, and this is what exactly happening right now. But overall, there you have it, folks. As we talk about for the side of Gecko, I mean, when we talk about the side of Sirens, Gecko, the lady playing on Gecko, the lady playing with Omen, Shreya, and Ravenclaw. I mean, of course, Nicole and Emiko did her best, but these 3 girls were absolutely creating so much trouble for the side of 1 HP. And we did so in some of the rounds, whether it's Ravenclaw, whether it's the side of Shreya going down on the very first pick, 1 HP was able to capitalize on those rounds. Example was round number 4. Example was round number 8, if I'm able to recall it correctly. And talking about for the side of teams MVP coming in from side 1 HP, it is going to be the side of Kavya YT, 17 to 16, of course, trying and doing his level best as in duelist, but also for the side of Kuchiko and Raccoon Noob, they were absolutely on point with their flank plays.
Well, all said and done, let's talk about the MVP as well. I believe Ravenclaw is possibly the MVP because of the fact that she has got the highest ACS and the highest number of frags in the banner. So, yeah, there you go. Ravenclaw playing on Raze definitely is the MVP of the second map of Bind from Team Sirens. Ravenclaw being that duelist, absolutely effective. 19 amazing frags, 14 deaths, a KDA of 1.36. ACS once again pretty close to what the fade from the previous map Nature was able to get. 7 first frags coming through. Clutches are 0 because her job was basically to get the entry into the site, and that's exactly what she was able to get in a lot of rounds with these 7 first kills. It's pretty evident how chaotic she was while entering into the sites on the attacking half.
Yes, sir. I mean, with the KD 1.36, the KD, the number itself says a lot of the story on how Ravenclaw was able to just dominate. Of course, we did saw a couple of ults not getting utilized on the right side. I mean, that will be, of course, for the funny highlight reels if they want to make it, though. But of course, we did saw, how things were actually looking so on point with her overall game, and the communication were also so on point.
Remaining.
But yeah, guys, this was it for the lower bracket action in the finale. We got to see a lot of crazy moments, should I say, from 1HPs from Sirens side, but it was a BO3 action that at the end turned out to be a 2-0 score line. But remember, guys, on 21st September, there will be the grand finals where Team Asterix Women will be fighting against Team Sirens in the grand finale. So let's wait for that as well.
And of course, folks, make sure to check out our sponsor, Reloader. You find the relevant links and the links that you need to check out the brand and the company in the description. But before we wrap it up, folks, make sure that we're supporting the folks on Ascent. Trust me, folks, I'm not exactly from being very associated with the South Asia Valorant community per se. It is much more expensive, and that's why I gave the plot to him and the white casting and then throwing out to each other. But Ascent, of course, this organization and this organizer have been doing so much for the Valorant esports community on a grassroots level. So you gotta show some love. You gotta show some of the hearts, some of the spams in their social. Just go out, follow their socials, share some of those posts on your stories. I mean, that one share and that one like can go a lot in the longer run. But as we wrap this up, folks, this was Biren Sharma, aka but the Crazy Gamer on the deck. I had an absolute pleasure of casting this BO3, which turned out to be a 2-0 scoreline. Kudos to Sirens, alongside Mr. Shashank, aka. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Probably in the grand finale. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Game, I'm not gonna play.
Give me this.
Enemy down.
Just a game, you think I'm gonna play, but baby,
Cage where is everyone? Cage trigger.
you need to erase.
I'm out of here.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
I'm out of here.
Right there. Right there.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
You bringing the multiverse?